sometimes subtlety just won't cut it. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 overtly sexual pop songs. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at pop songs with explicit sexual content that's too blatant to miss, and are basing our choices on a mix of shock value, lewdness, and cleverness. Remember, this is pop songs only, so rap tracks like David Banner's Play didn't make the cut.
Don't play with me, don't play with me, don't play with me.
Number 10, Peacock, Katy Perry.
I wanna see your peacock, your peacock.
While Katy Perry is no stranger to some sexually experimental music, this one may have been a little too obvious.
Are you brave enough to let me see your peacock?
In Peacock, Perry doesn't try to hide her illusions at all, making it clear from the get-go she's not looking for an exotic bird.
I want the jaw dropping, eye popping, head turning, body shocking.
The painfully crass chorus chants of Peacock leave nothing to the imagination, and lines like "let me see what's underneath" have listeners certain as to what exactly Perry is talking about.
Come on, baby, let me see what you hide. I wanna see your peacock.
Despite the cheeky way of getting around possible censorship, the song's obvious lyrics don't exactly save its delivery, with lines like "need some goose to get loose." Maybe Perry should just stick to her empowering pop instead.
Come on, baby, let me see what you hiding underneath. Touch me,
Number 9, Touch Me, I Want Your Body, Samantha Fox.
touch me, touch me. I wanna feel your body.
While it's hard to argue that female sexuality is poorly represented in pop music, there is still such a thing as going too far. In her ballad for the female libido, Fox matches the male cock rock of the 80s to great effect lyrically and musically. But the small details make all the difference here.
This is the time. We've got to get it right. This is the
Throwing out bridges that are literally orgasmic, Fox not only moans musically, but even opens her verses with some pleasured cries. While most of the lyrics are par for the course, comparing herself to a tramp in the night while letting out climactic sounds makes this one way racier than you'd expect.
touch me, I wanna feel your body. Touch me.
Number 8, Touch My Body, Mariah Carey.
I know that you've been waiting for it, I'm waiting too.
Looks can be deceiving, especially when those looks involve Kenneth from 30 Rock. Getting steamier than usual, Carey gets extremely descriptive on her fantasies in Touch My Body.
Touch my body, let me roll my thighs, on my waist, just a little taste.
Despite the candy-tinged R&B shell, Carey gets more graphic about her carnal desires than the raciest Harlequin romance novel, from wanting to be dominated to how she plans to pleasure her partner back.
I'ma treat you like a teddy bear, you won't wanna go nowhere. In my lap with luxury, laying into me.
It's hard to ignore the sensuality of her demands to be wrestled and played with on the floor, even when watching the Goofy video she made with the innocent-looking Jack McBrayer.
Roll me on low, touch my body. Might be the last time you have a go.
Number 7, Red Light Special, TLC.
I'll let you touch it if you like to go down.
When red light is in the title, you can pretty much assume these lyrics are not going to be G-rated. Flipping the script on The Police's Roxanne, Red Light Special is an invitation extended to gentlemen lovers, to real men who know how to please real women.
I'll give you the red light special all through the night.
With specific instructions like take the southern route and don't go too slow. Guests are encouraged to turn on the red light and make this night one to remember.
Turn on the red light.
Paired with the hunky game of strip poker shown in the music video, this track plays like a call to action to all the guys out there. Whatever you do, you better make your girl feel right.
Come through my door, take off my clothes, and turn on the red light. Baby, it's yours.
Number 6, S&M, Rihanna.
It's so good being bad.
Normalizing taboo subjects is what art is best at. But maybe a little more subtlety was in order here. With the same level of nuance on the subject as a 50 Shades movie, Rihanna tackles sadomasochism pretty bluntly on S&M. Singing about chains and whips with some cleverly phrased poetic references, Rihanna brings the pleasure of pain concept to the mainstream in a surprisingly progressive voice. Although choruses about sex in the air and straight up just saying the name of this sexual subculture seem a little in your face, Rihanna does try to at least promote an open mind on this track, accepting love in many forms in the midst of her more primal lyrics. Number 5. If You Seek Amy, Britney Spears.
Oh baby, baby, have you seen Amy tonight?
Never has reading between the lines been this much fun. In this song, Spears goes out of her way to be sexual while minimizing her erotic lyrics.
I just wanna go to the party, she gon' go. Can somebody take me home? Ha ha he ha ha ha.
While the verses seem to suggest Britney is chasing after another woman, there's nothing blunt enough to warrant any attention. However, each chorus finds Britney getting as overt as possible while not actually saying anything, using the power of phonetics to her advantage.
All of the boys and all the girls are begging to if you seek Amy.
If you're still not getting it, the song's title spells out F-U-C-K-me when said fast enough, which makes the otherwise confusing choruses surprisingly crass.
Oh baby, baby, we'll do whatever you like.
Once you figure this out, the relentless "Oh babies" start to sound a lot more forward than just a generic pop lyric.
All of the boys and all the girls are begging to if you seek Amy. And we don't gotta think.
Number 4. Side to Side, Ariana Grande.
I'm coming at you, 'cause I know you got a bad reputation.
Some of the best lyrics can take a while to sink in. Teaming up with the over-the-top Nicki Minaj, it shouldn't come as a shock that this Grande track is even saucier than her collaboration with The Weeknd. While her verses speak to lusting after a hunky man, there's some painfully obvious subtext in her refrains.
And boy, you got me walking side to side.
Referring to the post-coital soreness that sometimes leads women to walk with a limp, Side to Side definitely isn't defining a dance for a new lover.
And boy, you got me walking side to side.
It should also go without saying that Minaj's side of the track is much more upfront, going as far to suggest her favorite positions and her need for threesomes.
You the type of blow. If you wanna manage, I gotta tricycle.
Number 3. I Touch Myself, Divinyls.
I love myself. I want you to love me.
This level of honesty is, frankly, refreshing. Divinyls really held nothing back when writing this track of interdependent love, getting very personal in the process. While opening on a more romantically poetic set of verses on how her partner completes her, the choruses dive into the full arousal singer Chrissy Amplet feels from her lover.
When I think about you, I touch myself.
Her devotion goes even further as she promises to get down on her knees and do anything her partner desires.
I get down on my knees. I do anything for you.
Amplet goes on to preview one of her supposed thinking sessions, closing the song's bridge on a climax, both musically and physically.
I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself.
Number 2. Like a Virgin, Madonna.
I made it through the wilderness.
Even when a song isn't specifically about sex, if everyone thinks it is, then it might as well be. While Like a Virgin was initially written about the feeling of a new relationship, it was the lyric's suggestive undertones, mixed with Madonna's sultry delivery, that cemented it as the seductive song it is.
Like a virgin, hey, touch for the very first time.
Between her repeated moans at the end of the track, and slipping in lines like "feels so good inside," it's hard not to feel a little randy listening to this track.
Ooh, like a virgin, feels so good inside.
Especially with every "hey" she drops after the racy version of each chorus.
Hey, touch for the very first time.
Before we get to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Let's get physical, physical. I wanna get physical. We're talking about
Number 1, I Want Your Sex, George Michael. There's sex positive, and then there's sex crazed. While this George Michael track starts out flirty, the lust takes over by the first chorus to an almost maniacal level. Mixing in a healthy view of sex between repeated cries of "let's do it," Michael tries to keep the romantic and collected approach in check before going off the rails. By the final section of the song, Michael starts talking dirty, defining his partner's pornographic limits. And while he starts the track sensually, it's hard not to find him a little desperate by the end of the track. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.